All right, before I get to shirt that my sister bought me. Before I get to just processing orders for work and stuff like that, doing all crap on the computer. Never put a shirt on after you just wet and combed your hair because it does this. Let me try to deal with this issue once and for all. I got a comment on Ireland and Patrick chasing the snakes out. It was pity he did not chase out the IRA with a winking smiley face. Joking around, cool. I said St. Patrick continually praised for the success of Old Green Heron, wink and a smiley face, ha ha ha. You know, whatever. IRA wasn't around at the time of St. Patrick, of course not. Because I thought we resolved that this is just a. Some people had, over this political issue, started doing personal attacks and insults and stuff like that, and then it's like, all right, this is just a political thing. Let's not make an issue out of it. And I had said in videos like, after somebody had messaged me, I'm like, I shouldn't talk about nationalism, or not nationalism, but specific things like this on this channel. I'll save it for another time or something like that. Then after that comment that I left, kind of, I checked it today and I'm like, wow, it kind of rapidly degraded into something else. I believe that the Palestinians have a right to resist their occupation, that those that were in East Timor had the right to resist their occupation, that you have the right to resist the Nazis or the socialists or the fascists or any imperial force, right? I think most famous of the 10 in the hunger strike being Bobby Sands, him and the others. That was admirable in the strike, in the civil protests that went on from 68 to 70, 68 to 70 through the provisional break. That was led by McStiffen and those guys, and the warnings they'd give about bombings, right? They would give warnings, or they would just, because of the brutality, they'd take down private property and make sure not to kill people and send out warnings. Now, if every attack done in the name of the IRA or provisional IRA or by it, do I support that? How could I? Do I want any loss of life? No. I'm simply for the unification of a free and independent Ireland. Right? Now, having said that, had the issues gone away, had Sunningdale gone through, there wouldn't be an issue of the IRA. And the way to delegitimize that is to put in action the issues of Sunningdale. This was done on the Good Friday Agreement. Now, I've been continually thinking about, well, does that end the issue? Should it just wait till there's majority Catholic population, because the Catholic population is growing faster than the Protestant population, and then take a vote to see if they want to stay or leave, kind of like how Puerto Rico is with the United States. There's been multiple times where they had a vote to whether they wanted to try for statehood, claim independence, or remain a territory, right? And there's always those who want it to be independent, and there's always those who want it to be a state. Now, it doesn't mean it's going to become a state, because it has to petition to be a state, and whether the other states want to let it into the Union. But there's the majority that votes, no, we'll stay as we are. We'll stay as a protectorate. So what are my views on continuity and real IRA? I don't know. I don't know what they do, who they fight, this and that. I'm not for the death of children or those not in combat, right? I'm not for that at all. Of the issue, it's a hard one. Whenever dealing with any type of warfare, it's an issue. There's still debates going on whether the bombs at Hiroshima and Nagasaki were justified. There's the issue of Dresden in Germany, the firebombing of Dresden, which was purely a vengeful act. There's the issue of was Patton right? Should we not have let the Soviets take Eastern Europe? There's all these issues that are complicated with any conflict. I get in discussions about Iraq and Iran and Afghanistan. You know, should we have gone into Iraq? Should we have gone to Afghanistan? How should our position be with Iran? Right. Previously, I was totally for our campaign in Afghanistan. I'm rethinking that. In Iraq, I don't think we should have gone there. Was it justified? Well, because of Clinton, yes, it was. Because of all the resolutions. I think he made 14 resolutions where it kind of we were obligated to invade years and years earlier. Actually, probably about 10 years earlier than we actually did. Even under George Bush, there was still mandate to go and take out Saddam. Does that mean we should have done it? No, I don't think we should have done it. I don't think we should have engaged in that at all. And I think America needs to stay the hell out of people's way. This is why I'm for nationalism. But do I want to get in disputes and yell at people and call people stupid and idiots and they're jerks and anything because of issues? No, I'd rather convince them through discussion, dialogue, and debate. Now, having that being said, am I going to curse a brother in Orthodoxy or a brother in the in any of the historic Christian faiths, Roman or Assyrian or Oriental or Eastern? I hope I never do. And I hope even on issues that I'm in harsh disagreement with them upon, I'm in disagreement with them on the issue, not on personal things. And I thought it had gone back to that. And I don't want to name anybody because I don't want to call anybody out on stuff like this. And I don't even need people to apologize about things of name calling. I don't think I should do that. It's just, if people want to discuss this, let's talk about it. Or we can leave it be and not bring it up. I will make a video generally about nationalism and gun control, and hopefully I'll stay away from the topics that are points of contention with people, right? Because people could say, well, people could have the other side of it and say, well, I'm looking at it from this side, or I'm looking at it from that side. In many things, in political and philosophical things, in theological matters, I mean, I've always been happy to look across the battlefield of ideas with somebody who I harshly disagree with and still be able to respect them. And I like doing that. I like having that because it's not giving ground, but it's, I still recognize the value of the person in that, and not to just try to excuse things by calling them stupid or ignorant or evil or anything like that. I've tried not to do that. I screw up time to time, and more than most probably. But hopefully there won't be any more contention about this. And if there is, let's talk. The bad stuff starts to happen when people stop talking. People keep on talking, even when they don't like the other people. I think people would find out that it's a lot better and there's a lot less animosity, because if you're in constant dialogue with somebody, I think it's harder to. I just recently saw this going on with people very close to me, where two sides basically kind of, when people stop talking, two sides basically formed, and now there's harsh animosity, and I'm the only one that still talks to everybody. And I think it's just stupid that they've stopped talking and that these two things have formed. There are actually now 3 and 4 different ones, which is ridiculous. I don't know. Hopefully this clears some things up. I'm not for the death of people. I'm not, if somebody gets killed by even somebody resisting the Israelis, if children get killed, I'm not going to say they deserved it. No. That would be wrong. So, I don't know. I can go into people are very irritated about me saying that the Christians have a right to defend themselves in Syria, and that I'm glad when Assad's army takes a place. He killed people and tortured people. I know. But it's that versus the Islamists coming in and destroying every piece of life, right? In any conflict, you always have blood on the sides of both hands. Both sides have bloody hands, right? Even with the United Nations fighting the fascists in World War II. It was called the United Nations, and it would actually become what we know as the United Nations. And for that, you had to be one who fought the fascists to originally be in the United Nations. With the fascists, the Nazis, and the Imperial Japanese, right? We usually call that today fascism, but it's really fascism was Italy and Spain and Portugal, and then Argentina for a while. Whereas Nazism was something different. So maybe I'll set up specific videos to address political stuff. I don't think if I go silent on it, it may cause more animosity. But I think I know the areas to kind of stay clear from, and I'll talk about it in a general way, just speaking of nationalism, resistance, and my views on that to clear things up. But not to get into issues like, was the bombing of Downing Street with the Simtax explosive, and I'm not going to get into that. I'll just talk about the general ideas of it. Alright, take it easy, peace to you, my God, save Serbia, Syria, and alright. And I understand people's anger at this, so I'm not holding anybody accountable. I understand. I get irritated at stuff too. That just shows me that you're human. Good. You're outraged at things. You think that I'm for killing and murder, and you're pissed off at that. Good. I'd rather people react that way than some smarmy, naive, everybody is equal, and you're just, higher than me because you never get mad. No, you're pissed off that people are killed. Good. I like you more for that. Alright? Take it easy. Peace to you. May God save Serbia, Syria, and Ireland.